In my last video, I talked about 3 questions that anybody, an outsider skeptic or an insider fervent believer, can ask to understand any given part of the Bible better. Those are, number 1, first and foremost, what does any passage seem to be indicating about how God is? Question number 2, what does any given passage seem to be indicating about what God is up to? What's he doing? What's the plot here? And question number 3, and only after asking the other 2 questions, can we get to what might this mean for people? What might it mean for me? And there's a really insightful comment among many, of course, from somebody who goes by jbrohinski. And the question was something like, I've got kids 6 and under, and we're trying to figure out what to do with them, what to read with them for them to encounter the Bible at a young age in this same way, to set them up to succeed with it and make sense of it long term. And I really appreciate the question, because that's one that we recently had to wrestle with ourselves as we just walked 3 kids through that phase in life. And there is one answer to that that really stands out to me. And it's called the Jesus Storybook Bible by Sally Lloyd Jones. And it's beautifully illustrated. I don't remember the name of the guy who illustrated it, but it's cool. It's its own unique style. The kids wanted to hear from it. And I don't know, this is going to disappoint everybody, but we're not like a hardcore family devotion, make everybody sit down all the time type family. I mean, we talk about this all the time and we read together all the time, but I don't know, not super regimented like some people like to do it. But this was one where I wanted to get back into it because I was delighting in the theology of it, and the kids really liked it and wanted to get back into it all the time. So we went through the whole thing multiple times, and I think my kids are better for it. I think they understand what's going on when they go to church with me better now as a result of it. And the reason that the Jesus Storybook Bible is awesome is because it points to how the whole Bible is about the character of God, question number 1, and the redemptive plan of God. And the character of God and the redemptive plan of God, not surprisingly, all point to Jesus, whether looking forward from the Old Testament or looking back from the age of the church in the New Testament. And that also is a very good interpretive approach to lay over the top of a very complex book. So the Jesus Storybook Bible, jbrohinski, I highly recommend it. And further, I think there's an interpretive trick, an interpretive lesson that can help a Christian of any age understand the Bible better. The whole thing, in one way or another, is the story of God's redemptive work, and the culminating point of God's redemptive work is Jesus. So it's all going to point to that, and if we interpret it in light of that, it's easier to make sense of the whole document, which can otherwise be really overwhelming, both for people outside looking in and for people who have been around it for a long time. All right, I'm hanging out with some friends here, and so I need to go and bum around with them a little more. I'm Matt. This is the 10-Minute Bible Hour. We'll do more of this Bible interpretation stuff real soon. Take care.